guys, welcome back to our channel, Talk It Up with Cindy and Jerry. Hope you guys are doing good.
How's it going, everyone?
How's it going?
So today's subject is kids in sports. We have, of course, we've talked about, we have 3 kids spanning 30 years in total, 10 years, almost 10 years apart.
10 years apart, all 3 of them. Well, between 10 and 9 years apart, all 3.
So we'll start with our daughter. She was in the
She's not
sports,
She's
cheerleader.
She's not that type. She's a crafty girl.
She's
like her mama.
Right. She's craft. She's into arts, digital art, and stuff like that.
She's actually she does graphic design. She's a graphic designer.
Right. And our son, our second child was our son. He was into soccer.
He did soccer and baseball.
T-ball, baseball, and he kind of stopped once the travel league was
implemented. Well, once he got to travel, it became travel.
And he wasn't into it anymore. Yeah. It was just right around junior high.
Right around when we had Aiden.
Yeah, so
because I remember we did it. I was still taking him as Aiden was an infant.
Yeah, so and then of course our youngest one is really not into sports.
He's not a gamer. I mean, he's not a sports kid.
Right. So right now he's going to try out fencing.
He actually, I mean, at first he kept telling people, "She's forcing me." Yes, I am forcing him to do this one. Because we've always given him the option of not playing sports, but he's going to high school. And I hate to say scrawny, but he's very picky. So he's very slim and skinny.
Yes.
And I want him to bulk up a little bit.
A little bit bulk up. Yeah. And, you know, he's a really big gamer. So I think this topic is really, you know, where we are in the suburbs, sports. And I use athletic sports, and you got PT. PT is your regular gym, physical training.
No, sports is
huge here. And people would tell us like, "Hey, you're not putting him in sports. You're not putting him in sports," and it would be like,
"Where are those parents?" If he didn't, I'm forcing him now, but it's because he's a little bit older, and I think he needs to get out of the house,
right?
And he needs the exercise. He needs to build up his endurance.
And it's a different type of
sport. I just want him to get out of his comfort zone.
Here's how I say it when I have this conversation is if I'm on the field with, let's say, another parent, and my son is number 14, and he's really not into the sport at all, and someone is saying, who's 14? He's really not, you know, he's not hustling, he's not putting the effort
into it or any of that. Yeah.
That's my kid.
Yeah.
So why put him in it if he's really not into it? Yeah, he's not going to give 110%.
Yep.
And so that's my argument.
Yeah.
Now, you know, for some reason, everybody thinks kids have to be in sports.
No.
I'm like,
our daughter didn't play sports. And
you know, there are kids that are just kids that like to read books. There are kids that are into graphics arts.
And there's kids that are into
sports.
Are
kids that are into music.
Yeah.
You know, instrumental, choir. But if your kid is not into sports, I feel like it's a huge pressure out here in the suburbs.
Yeah.
And, you know, I grew up, again, we're Gen Xers, you know, for some of us, and I grew up with Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, it's not even sports. It's like they try to get them into so many hobbies and sports.
Yeah.
Our little one, he was like, he had a friend that told him he hated his mom because she put him in so many sports.
Yeah.
And so many after school activities.
He didn't have no time.
He didn't have any time
to do anything.
To do stuff, you know. Yeah. He didn't have any time to game.
Yeah.
Or he didn't have time to hang out because they had him in so many activities and sports.
But my thing is, you know, like I said, going back to it is, you know, I was playing Dungeons & Dragons in the 80s. And people were looking at that like, oh my God, why would you play that?
They were calling it a cult.
And now Dungeons & Dragons is a big push because it teaches so many fundamentals. Social skills, math, working together as a team, reading. It just, even leadership skills. It
builds imagination.
It has so many broad things that it teaches kids. And now it's in schools.
Now they have it in schools, yeah.
You know, celebrities. You've got it in Stranger Things. So I'm like, listen, I get it. Not everybody understands gaming. But what I tell people is,
not all kids are sports.
When our second one was into gaming and he was doing Black Ops, we went to some. It was a release night for Black Ops, and it was GameStop.
Yes.
And
oh my God, that was so much fun.
The Air Force was there. They had this huge rig. They had it was like a fighter jet, but, you know, a car fighter
simulation.
Jet. Well, you know, you could drive around the parking lot.
Oh, no, it wasn't a simulator?
No, it was a vehicle.
Oh, okay, yes, I remember the vehicle.
And I asked the guy, and he goes like, yeah, I mean, we found that the kids with the best eye-hand coordination are the gamers. It wasn't the sports.
And they're the ones that they want to use. We know the military uses drones.
Drones. anything that,
And that's-
remote RC.
Those are the kids they want.
He want those kids.
The kids that are used with the hand-and-eye
Now,
coordination.
don't get me wrong. He said, hey, we're in the sporting events, but now we're on the gaming events. And
Yeah.
I went to a couple of, at least 2 game conventions, and then the Army's there, the Navy's there. They're all there recruiting all the gamers.
It's the hand-and-eye.
And they were like, yo, they think faster. Their
Yeah.
eye-hand it's just,
They think out the box because they're problem solving because
yeah.
they're video.
He goes, we get sports kids, but the new generation of kids they want were the gamers.
Yeah.
I was like, really? So
Yeah.
I just think, this where, oh, your kid's a gamer. I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, gaming is I see it as anything else. If you read a book for 3 hours, 4 hours,
Yeah, but
you color for 3 to 4 hours.
They have gaming sports,
Esports.
which is esports.
and I know people
which
go,
is safer.
I don't see that taken off.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I
They're
work
filling
for
arenas now.
Yeah, I work for an investment firm. I can tell you right now, the money that's being pushed on esports is insane.
Yeah.
The amount of money that they're generating
find
is
it
insane.
safer.
Right. Well, yeah, because I read an article is people now, and you may be one of them, 20s and 30s are suffering from migraines.
Yeah.
And they're tracing it back to sports injuries
Getting
when they were kids.
tackled in football, getting hit on the
Because
head with a ball.
they're looking at it as if you're a professional player, you get hurt, everybody's around you, you get
Walk
an
it off.
MRI. No, I'm sorry, a professional player.
professional, but in the school and stuff, these kids get hurt.
Yeah, I mean,
And
they
they're
have
like, all right, good, walk it off, whatever. Yeah,
And they have the first aid.
but it's not the same.
They come
They're
over
not
and they
taking
check
it.
on you, but they're not really doing the
No,
same
there's
thing.
Kids that they'll get a concussion.
Right.
They go home.
Yeah. And nobody
sometimes
knows.
Nobody knows, and
Nobody knows.
then the next day they're having brain fogs, whatever.
Right.
It's because they weren't checked.
Right.
And this is the
Right.
things that happen with kids' sports.
Now,
sometimes.
I'm not saying, hey, if your kid wants to be a sports kid, absolutely.
Yeah.
I just think, we have these discussions. I have these discussions with other parents. I think you're focusing more on athletics than PT. PT is that physical training back in the day. Endurance,
Yeah,
the running
run
around,
laps.
running the laps, the push-ups, excuse me.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, burpees now, whatever. That was making sure your generation was
Physical.
in shape.
Yeah.
Physically fit.
Yes.
Now, this huge push is athletics. And back then, athletics where if you had to have a certain GPA, you had, if you didn't have it, you couldn't be on the team.
couldn't be on the team,
That
no.
threshold has dropped.
Yeah.
I listen, like I said,
So each his own.
Right. My kid is a gamer. I play video games. I balance it.
But I will say, okay, so our second son, when
Yeah.
he was, we didn't even have Aiden yet. So he had to be about, when did he break his wrist? He had to be about 8 years old.
8 years old.
Right?
Yeah.
7, 8 years
7,
old.
Yeah.
7, 8 years old. He went to the park.
We was at the park. We were at the park.
And he had a hairline fracture in his hand. He played video games that
Yeah,
whole night
He's still kicking butt.
and kicked butt. And not little kids. He was beating adult men.
Yeah.
His hand-and-eye coordination was amazing. Yeah. Then the same child, I took him to go get treatment. He does growth hormone treatment. And while he was there, they wheeled in a gaming system.
Yep.
And they said, even though it's a video game system,
The stimulation on the brain.
Eye
hand and all
and I'm
that
like,
stuff.
what does this have to do with growth hormone? We're like, they said it's a whole thing. The whole body, between the brain, the body, and everything is deficient in hormone.
Yeah.
So they had him on the game while they're testing him.
You know what it
to
is?
put him
I
on
think,
that.
there was this,
And then you said you had a friend that had brain
he had brain surgery, and it wasn't the Xbox at that time. It was the Nintendo, whatever it was. But yeah. But I also think, see, now you just threw me off what I was going to say.
Sorry.
You threw me off!
About the gaming or...
No, it was some other thing I was going to bring up, and now I can't. I lost it. I lost it!
Sorry. I mean, I'm just pointing out points there that I realize where they say, they'll give you a ball when you're healing from a brain thing. They tell you toss it or you squeeze it.
Sure.
But now they also give them a video game.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the controllers.
the controller,
Yeah.
So, because it's hand and eye coordination.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Which, I mean, sports kind of does the same
No,
thing.
sports does it. Listen, you're going to be in football, baseball.
Hand-eye
You got it. It
coordination.
is. It's just, there was a stigma on, I'm still trying to trace what I was going to say, and it's there, but I can't grasp it.
Stigma on gaming.
Yeah, but it wasn't that I was going to say. I'm really stuck. I really wanted to point
Were you
that out.
talking about the TV?
Yes. So
I remember we had that conversation.
Yeah, back in the day,
Yes.
you would have this like, hey, if you sat close to the TV, you're gonna damage your eyes.
Yes.
Now, let's go right now.
Because I'm on there all the time.
No, it doesn't damage your eyes. You know what happens? You get eye
You
strain,
strain your eyes, but
it doesn't damage your eyes. But 20, 30 years ago, don't sit too close to the TV. You're gonna damage your eyes.
Yes, move back. I remember
that doesn't happen. And you know, it's the same with gaming. Oh, don't be on the game too long. It's not good for your brain. It's not. No,
it's the opposite.
It's the opposite.
It's stimulating.
It's stimulating.
Yeah, that's why you're not supposed to play video games when you're not supposed to watch TV before you go to bed because you're stimulating your brain.
Yeah.
Same thing with video games. You're not supposed to play because you're stimulating.
I
your brain.
just think it is
double standard.
Yeah, because. If your kid's not into sports, people just look at you like, "Wow, you can't. How does your kid not into sports?"
Kids aren't into sports.
I'm like,
I grew up in the city. There weren't a lot of sports
programs as much as the suburbs. Yeah,
unless you played at school.
Right.
And I'm from the inner city, and I didn't.
No, listen, there was, but it wasn't.
You guys say, well, you got to keep them busy. Put them in sports. It keeps them busy.
Listen, I take my younger one right now. We go hiking. The weather's coming great right now. He's got his compass. We got it for Christmas. He's got a walking stick. We're going to go hiking. He likes it. He enjoys it. We go there. And we're just going to keep on pushing it, going farther and farther into the trails. Fencing is a different type of sport. I look at it as Star Wars when Obi-Wan's telling him it's a elegant weapon for an elegant time. I try to parallel that.
I was excited.
Yeah.
I was actually excited. It was really cool being there, seeing all these kids with the headgear,
the outfit on,
and bouting.
B-O-U-T-I-N-G.
Bouting. And
then the different types of the actual, you got the rapier,
I didn't know.
the saber. I think there's actually maybe four.
It's three.
Yeah, three of them. So it's the rapier, the saber, and I forgot what the other one is called.
It was pretty cool.
But, hopefully he gets interested. He'll stick with it. And it's just, an area that I want him to be active. I want
balance.
I want balance in that threshold of an introvert, extrovert.
Yeah.
When we look at it as winter comes, we stay in more.
We try.
I game in. I watch a little bit more Netflix. We
try to stay in more.
Yeah.
Somebody. We just figured out who's the bad influence here.
Bad guy.
Yeah. The other day he was yelling at me. You can't stay home.
Yeah.
You gotta go out.
Yeah.
I could stay home.
I was called out.
I'm sorry.
I was called it out
a little bit.
I was called out. I was called out. But it's just I want him to be balanced. That as the weather changes, you want to go out more.
You want him to.
And
also, when he's out there and playing with these other kids, it also builds up his immune. I just yelled at him. It's the third time. We're still in the beginning of the year, and he's sick again. Yeah. He has a cold again.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a heightened immune system because he's always home.
He wants to stay in more. Yes.
He's always indoors. I'm like, you got to get outdoors because you got to build up your immune system.
That we agree. Listen, you want to be a gamer or a book reader or whatever it is, you still got to go out there. Yeah. Now, for book readers, you go out to the park, you can read your book. Fortunately, gaming, unless you're on your phone.
He's an introvert. But he doesn't like being out.
You know what the funny part is that the parents that talk about this, they're on social media. They're online. I get up early. I get up about 5:15, 5:20 in the morning, and I'm waiting for the bus. I may be online, and if I post something, I can see some parents liking the post, and I'm like, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I've been up already 40 minutes, and I know I got to work in the city.
But you get on while you're commuting to the city.
Some of these people work in the area. There should be no reason that you're up because you could probably get up at 6:30 or 7. I mean, they're on their bed. Oh, I saw that. I like that post, Jerry. Just post it. I like that post. But it's not. No, but you're not doing it at 6:30.
No,
I got a stalker. That's why she's doing it. Because I literally posted 2 things and it went. Bling. I'm like.
No, it's like
it happened so fast that she liked my post. I'm like, aren't you doing something?
It's a routine for me now. I'll wake up, I get the little one off to school.
Yeah, but that's
I get back into bed and I curl up.
Right, but that's at 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
I'm talking about these people that I know Some of them are teachers. They work either in our town as a teacher or the next town over. That they are not up at 5:30 or 5:40 in the morning. They could get up at 6:30.
They see them.
And the minute
the little green dot.
well, it's either the green dot or they liked it, and I'm like, wow, because my bus shows up around 5:59, and I may be in the car just waiting, and I'm like, oh wow, they liked it already. This person's up, they're just lying in their bed doing it. Because I don't.
I'll lay in bed and do it for maybe 30 minutes, 20 minutes, but I'm not looking at people's things. I like to look at workouts, fashion.
Right. But
so
my
do
point
that when I'm in
is,
bed.
these people are like, hey, your kid should be in sports. You
It's
got to
too
get them
much
off.
online.
You
Get 'em
got
off the
it.
internet. Yeah.
But then you look at the parents. I'm like, you're online more than your kid is probably.
Yeah.
You're liking posts, sharing posts
And our kids is the
throughout the day.
opposite, which is weird.
Our kids are not social media kids.
They're not social media
They're
kids.
not.
They're gamers.
They're gamers, but not social media kids. They're on one application, which is Discord, which is really more of a. Yeah. It is a social, I guess, a social platform, but for gamers. And
but even our adult kids, they have social media accounts, but they're not on there.
Right. They're
go days without going on their accounts.
They use Discord more of chatting, but also if new content is coming out for a particular game, you'll see some information and you'll read it there.
Yes.
And you may see let's say it's an outfit, you'll see the outfit, a preview of the outfit. That's what Discord is, right?
Yes.
Versus you've got the kids on TikTok,
Instagram, IG,
Snapchat,
Facebook.
You know, they're on it and they're posting, and then they're
our kids aren't like that.
No, my kid is not. He doesn't even have
neither one of the two adult kids.
No, they have accounts, but they don't even use them.
No.
If I got to reach them,
actually, the day I was shocked that I had posted something on my story, and Jeremy had looked. I'm like, huh? I was like, it was kind of weird. I'm like, what? That's weird because he never goes on social media. I have to tell him, hey, I sent you something, and then
look, I'll send him a text on his phone, and he won't receive that text for 2 or 3 days. I'll come home. I'm like, dude, you didn't see my text? And he's like, where did you send it to me? I sent it on your phone. He's like, oh, come on, Dad. I'm like, it's the same device that you have Discord on. How are you ignoring the text message? But that's our kids. So, yeah, they're gamers.
But they're not
social media kids. So they're not wrapped up in this whole, especially
our younger one. We asked because we got him a phone. You know, the rule here in our house is
about 14 or going on 14. Going on 14.
Well, he got it when he was 13.
Yeah, but he was going on 14. That's why. This year he goes on 14.
Yes.
So I said, I'll get it because he's going into 14.
Yes. But they're not, you know, even the same rule applied for our other two kids. They both got phones when our daughter
I'm not looking at her backside. This is our beverage fridge. Because I came in, it was like 44 degrees. I'm like, what?
It's fine.
I had to reset it. So I'm not looking at her backside. I'm looking at the temps like, it better be at 37.
So, our daughter, we made her wait till she was on her 13th birthday. We gave her first cell phone, and our other son
but they didn't use it the way these kids are using it.
They're not social media crazy.
So it's almost like I could fire back and go, "Hey, you're right. My kids aren't sports kids, but they ain't on social media like your kids. Yeah. I know your kids are on social media because they walk around the whole neighborhood. They're like this." Breathing hard, like it's intense, and you're looking at them like, "What the heck is so?" I'm like, what is that important that
they're walking around with their hands?
Yeah, walking around. That's
versus
what I'm saying.
Ours, the only time they'll pick up their phone is if they're
maybe a YouTube video,
or Discord. Yeah,
yeah, it's really that's it. They're not, So again, we brought it up because for us,
right now because we're trying to get him into we wanted a little bit of activity.
Yeah, we wanted to get him to activity, but we felt. Don't feel pressured by other parents. That's what it is.
Yeah, we weren't pressured.
No, we weren't pressured, but
I just wanted him to try something.
It wasn't
before he gets
pressure,
to high school.
But it was people would ask more than once. Like,
oh, your kid's not. I'm like, he doesn't like it. Why am I going to force him to do something?
And they would have that face like,
I'm like, do you want? Let's say you don't like eating something, but they're forcing you to eat it.
Yeah,
So
it's right.
The same thing goes with sports. Why am I going to force him to go in there and do it? Now he's going to be 14.
Now, granted,
I was forcing him in the beginning.
Yes.
I was implementing the idea and saying, listen, you're going to high school. You want to play a sport because you want to get to know more kids because you're going to a new school, new environment.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
like I said before,
he's going to go there with his friends, which I think it's
the
really.
The difference is, remember that high school has kids from our town and from the other town.
Right. I just want him to. Again, it's like any other sport. It's a stamina sport. he'll bulk up. You know,
Yes.
we got him some small weights to start working out.
Yeah.
And, you know, when he gets to high school, he'll also have some knowledge of fencing. Like the
Yes.
guy said, you know, it's great. We get a lot of kids that have no knowledge and then when they
once
go
they
into
get to the high
fencing.
school, they know.
But these kids, if you put him in that class, so he's going to have a little head start. He's going to be there March, April, May, June, and then August, because I know July you guys are going down to Florida. So, you know, but he's going to have some routine and understand it
Yeah.
better. You know, so he won't be that far behind.
No, yes, and the more important part, he's getting exercise, which is you
Yeah.
know because
Well-
he said bring him a half hour. The workouts,
Yeah.
what do you say again?
Bouting.
Footwork. The footwork,
The bouting,
is free.
the lunging
Yeah,
forward.
and they said it builds endurance because you know it's hard.
Well,
work, he
and
said.
again, he enjoys the hiking.
Yes.
So we're
he
going.
likes being on his feet.
Yeah, so we'll push now farther the hiking,
Mm-hmm.
you know, trails to get that more distance. Instead of like half an hour to 40 minutes in,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's 40 to 60 minutes in, and then we start heading back. So it's almost that full 2 hours till we get to that point where it's like, wow, you guys were gone for like almost 3.5,
You
4
guys
hours.
have done that. He does like that though.
Yeah,
he does come back tired.
Oh yeah, he
But-
does. But you know, we're gonna push it more where it's every weekend and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I think he just needs it. He needs to get out of the house.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with gaming as long as you kind of give a balance to your
Balance.
kids.
So we're trying to get a balance.
Finding what it is. If your kid is
Yeah.
not a sports kid, don't listen to the people. Don't worry about it. How many other people ask you, and they put that face on you, like, you don't have your kid in sports? I'm sorry, you don't have your kid in sports? What? You should. And then you go, but he doesn't want to be it. It doesn't matter if he doesn't want to be in it. Just force him.
Yeah,
No,
and I feel bad that I'm forcing him to do it now, but I'm figuring he needs
But this is a sport that's not as
physical.
It's physical, but
Not-
not in this whole team where Jeremy,
No, it's
you missed a
that, yes,
you
yes.
missed a kick, or Jeremy, when I passed the kickball, or I passed the
Yes, that's what I mean.
No,
yeah.
it's a team
It's
effort.
individual.
It's individual, but it's a team effort.
Yes.
So-
not only that, he doesn't like people getting like physical around. He doesn't like anyone to, like unless it's his mom or his dad cuddling.
Right, yeah, every kid's
He
gonna be
doesn't
different.
like.
Yeah.
He doesn't even. He don't like drama.
No, he doesn't want drama.
like
No.
anyone like hugging on
So
him.
I always call our boys SoCal boys because I learned that we don't call
They're
it
laid
California.
back.
California, it's not
Yeah.
Cali. Over there, it's NorCal and SoCal. The laid back people are, from my understanding, more of the Southern Californians,
Yeah.
and I call my kids, they're SoCal kids.
They're very
laid
laid back.
Even the schools have said it, the teachers. They'll see Aiden and they go, if it was the same teacher for Jeremy, which is 10 years apart,
Yeah.
they go, they are exactly the same.
Yeah.
They're so laid back.
They don't look alike. I mean, they do look alike.
They look alike, but they're-
the youngest one is my complexion.
A little bit more, yeah.
But in their character, the way they walk, the way they sit,
Yeah.
the way they cross the leg up over the knee,
Yeah, yeah.
and they fold their hands behind their
Yep.
head.
Yeah.
They give you the same look, like duh, you know. So they are kind of
They would look like surfer kids if they could.
they're very laid back.
I'm gonna hit the waves.
Yeah, they don't
It's
like to
just-
comb their hairs.
You know, I
They
want
have, like, that
I want the
wavy, curly
ocean. I
hair.
want the ocean breeze hitting on me.
They're
What was
very
that
laid-back
movie? There was a
boys.
movie back in the '90s where the kid had to stay in Ohio.
The surfer kid. I don't know the name
Yeah,
of the kid.
and Seth Green. I think it's Seth Green. Seth
Yeah.
Green was in it when he was really young, and
You have to show him how to.
yeah, but he was like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be back in California. I don't have to work. That was our kids. They're like,
laid
listen,
back.
I don't have to do this.
Yeah.
I can sit over here and watch. You guys want to go play? Go ahead.
Yeah, a little.
Knock yourselves out, guys.
Yeah, a little ones like that.
Yeah, go in the mud and
Even
get
our
dirty.
others, both of them, they're both like that.
Yeah,
They're very
yeah.
laid back.
You know, so
Yeah.
I figured, you know, let's bring it up because I'm pretty sure there's parents out there that go,
Listen, I would get, and I was telling like, what is it with these people? They're like, oh, you're hindering them. Or why aren't you
Yeah, that was
forcing
another-
them?
yeah, that was
I'm
another
like,
one.
I'm not
Yeah,
hindering them. My other,
yeah,
listen,
like how is that? hindering
I'd
them?
be like, I've raised other children. I have a daughter.
That
who
was the
doesn't
thing.
play
Also, they
sports.
thought like we never raised kids.
I was like,
we
yeah.
didn't know what we were doing. We were like, yeah, this is our third kid.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm an outgoing person. Absolutely, we like to go out. We like to go
Yes.
ourselves, and I'm that person. I guess sometimes
Yeah, but
I'm
we
the
don't
one.
like to force our kids
But-
to do things they don't like.
I'm a gamer. I love playing my World of Craft.
I'm a partial gamer.
Uh,
I used to be a partial gamer.
I'll play Sniper Elite on the Xbox,
Mm-hmm.
and then I read a good book. I watch a movie, and other
Play
stuff.
D&D.
I play Dungeons and Dragons,
Yeah.
But I'm I was a balanced kid because I did some football when I was younger, and I did some baseball, and
Yep.
I did a lot of running back in my day and stuff like that.
I was a tomboy.
Yeah.
I played basketball in school.
Yeah.
I played softball. You know, so you know,
Right. It just happened that our kids just didn't.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
just-
I was a big tomboy.
I'm pretty sure nobody goes to the kid, you know, oh, why? I don't understand why Jose or Timmy, they just want to read books. Yeah, they like reading books. Yeah, they go to the library every week and they get a book. I don't understand why. I don't see that happening to that. But if it's a gamer, the gamer gets attacked. Like, hey, this guy's just gaming.
Too much. Yeah, you let them play the video games too much.
Yeah, I'm like,
And
listen.
I'm like, do you know some of these kids that play video games, the careers they have because they can move fast with their coordination, or they think out the box.
Hey,
because of
they are
these
thinking
games.
out of the box. Yeah,
Yeah,
there
they
is
think out the
no.
box.
You know what it is? You know,
Okay,
sports is a routine.
So no, but they could also play sports. Didn't we just watch
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo.
Yeah, true story. Gamer.
True story. He's a gamer.
Yeah.
He learned to handle the car on a video game.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
But I mean, there was some throw off. He said he wasn't ready for the power of the car. He did admit
Yeah.
it, but he knew about the car because the guy that created the game put everything he wanted to make sure that you understood the car.
Exactly.
But you know, yeah.
Right. Same thing for the kids that do the simulating jet thing.
Oh yeah, drone pilots.
Drone pilots.
Yeah, I mean, the guy said,
You know, it's all in the hand.
these are the guys we want.
I think that is really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I'm a gamer mom, or I just think, hey, if my kid could learn how to control a drone.
Well, drones are huge right now. If
or
it's-
even a pilot
listen.
a jet with a game simulation.
Even-
heck, that's awesome.
Even right now, we had a person lost in the state forest for like a day.
Yes.
I guarantee there was people with drones out there searching the woods over. You
Yeah.
know, so you've got aerial drones, you've got now water drones,
Now you got
and
drones
you
that
got the
deliver
submersibles. So it's gonna be one of those things. And again, I know people say I don't see gaming surpassing. I'm like, you just not looking at the numbers.
Yeah.
And you're not working for investment companies and
That are
where
out there looking for these kids.
We're not looking for the kids, looking for the companies that are going towards esports.
But then you also, like I said, you have the military that are looking for these kids that do that.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you also have businesses that are looking for these kids because they think out the box.
They think out the box.
Yeah.
Sports is a routine.
Yes.
You know, I'm going to tell you to go left.
It's a physical
And you may
routine.
alter a little bit that routine. Gamers don't. I mean,
No.
in fact, in Gran Turismo, the father tells him, why don't you follow the line? Because they put the line on the racetrack telling you this is the line that racers will, like, you know, there's a line there, a hidden line, and you follow it. And he said, yeah, everybody follows the line. But if I come out the line and I do it my way, I beat these guys sometimes.
Which is what he did.
And it's a true story. He tells the pit stop guy, whoever, I guess the main guy, he tells him, listen, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be off the line. And he tells him, you sure you want to do this? He goes, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I got this.
Yeah.
And he goes, all right, go for it. Now,
Because they think out the box.
I'm pretty sure not every detail was in the movie. And, of course, the movie exaggerates a little bit. But, yeah.
I just think it's cool because there's a lot of these games also that have a lot of tough puzzles that
sure.
makes them use their brain.
Yeah.
You know, makes them problem solve.
Yeah.
You know, you got to think out the box to problem solve problems.
I
sometimes.
think what people don't realize is we're going to a digital age. That's it.
Oh, heck
You,
yeah.
you gotta, it's like the VR headsets, you know, it's not just gaming, it's gonna be surgery, it's gonna be teaching kids how to weld, they already got the commercials, you know how to, you know, you already know the
But
mechanics.
even surgical skills.
Yeah.
They have the camera,
Yeah.
and you're not
Yeah.
even doing the surgery. There's a machine
mechanical
doing
thing,
it,
yeah,
and you're just
yeah.
handling it on a controller.
Or a remote person, yeah.
Yeah.
This guy's the best surgeon, he's gonna be working remotely, we're gonna have this device, it does everything, yeah. So people just don't realize how far we are going to be pushing it. And I'm like, you're worried about, again, you could, I'm not denying that. Listen, I was a physical kid, all sort of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But don't knock, or don't feel like you got to like really, if you've got one of those kids that are gaming kids, just don't feel like you've got to like,
Force them.
not force them into sports, but also somehow deal with that. Just know that, hey, your kid's a gamer or a book reader or a graphic artist or musical instrument or choir, that's okay. Let that kid be what they want to be. That's their talent. That's their strong set.
That's their dream.
You know,
That's what makes them feel good.
And my kids know it's not that you're going to be a gamer for a job. It may not happen. You may not be making the big bucks. Like there's a gamer ninja for Fortnite. That they know that. I've told them that. But You may be in the gaming industry. You may be in the drone industry. You may be into coding for games.
Like our daughter.
Yeah.
Our daughter, when she started drawing, and we didn't know what it was. Remember the Wacom?
Yeah, the Wacom boards.
It was where she would draw her stuff, hand draw it, and it would show up on her computer.
Yes.
And this is how she gradually went into graphic design and digital
animation, all that stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
That. And we thought it was bad for her that she was always on the computer and everything, and it led her into her career.
Yeah.
It developed her drawing.
She does a lot of commission work for a lot of gamers.
Yeah.
So a lot of streamer gamers have this like this little anime of themselves on the screen. Some digital artist has to create that, so she does that. They have a name for it. I can't recall the name.
And they get paid well.
But the gamers there, you see the screen.
Some of these characters cost $1,000.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of interesting.
Yeah, so again, and it becomes a hustle. So here you are. You may be into this graphics job, but your hustle is also creating these animated characters for the gamers, the streamers, or whatever
avatars.
it is.
They call them avatars.
I really, it's not avatars.
They're called avatars.
Yeah, they have another name for it though.
Okay.
They do. If it was Avatar, I would have said it, but it is another name. I want to say with an M, but I don't know. But anyway, really at the end, I talked, like I said, I said, hey, let's talk about gaming. Let's talk about sports.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I felt like we were always pushed on it, but it just felt
not with our other two kids, but with our youngest one.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, you're not putting him in sports? I'm like...
But then when you hear kids telling our kid, wow, you're lucky. I got soccer, and then I got football, and then I got indoor basketball during winter.
Karate.
And I'm like, my son's looking at them like, they got no lives, Dad.
So when we told him we're gonna put you in fencing, he goes, I don't want to lose my free time. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, such and such told me they don't get to hang out or do anything. Cause
he told me it was another kid that told him the same thing. Yeah.
And I'm like, no, this is only 2 days a week.
It's 2 days a week.
1 hour.
It's 2 days a week, an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Fencing for the school, I believe, is 2 months, 3 months out of the year. It happens around
so when I explained
November to January.
Yeah.
And
when I broke it down to him, he goes, oh, that's it? I'm like, yeah. So he goes, why does he have to go? I'm like, because his mom doesn't want to have to deal with him. So she has him in all these sports and all these after-school activities. Yeah. So then she doesn't have to deal with him. I like dealing with my kid. I like having my kid at home.
Yeah. I know she says it that way. I don't know if every parent is that way.
No,
that's why they do
like
it.
that,
yes, I believe it. Yes.
Because they put him in camp. Oh, I'm going to send him to basketball camp. Oh, I'm going to send him to this. Why don't you take some time and hang out with your kid and do something fun?
I'll be honest.
I like to do things with my son.
That is one thing we notice. We'll go to Six Flags and we're on the coasters with our kids.
Yeah.
I don't see these people doing that with their kids.
No,
that's
I love
another
to do that. I love running around.
So we're on the coasters with our kids. We went to Busch Gardens, water parks. I have yet to see a photo of anybody that we know
do the same. No, we do know a couple people here. They take their kids, they have season passes, and they take their kids.
It's very rare.
There's a couple.
Now maybe some fishing, which is
there's a handful that I know here that
it's very rare. It's very rare. And some of these kids, they don't even take them anywhere. Like, now not everybody has to go to Disney World.
We haven't taken our little one back in
no, but he's gone to Florida. He's gone to Universal twice. Yeah. He's excited about the new Universal Park that's opening in 2025.
Yes.
So
I love doing things with my kid. I love going to an amusement park with my kid and acting like a kid.
We've gone to South Carolina with our kids.
Yes.
I'm talking about going to DC with our kids. So you know what? You're taking your kid to here, and that's an experience. I'm taking my kid to DC, and we're going to go to the Aerospace Museum. It's going to be an experience.
But we like doing fun things.
You're sending your kid to day camp. I'm taking this kid to Florida, down to Tampa. We're going to Clearwater. We're going to Universals, and those are his experiences.
Yes.
Or her experiences.
And he can say, I have these experiences with my parents.
Right. What did you do during summer? I did summer camp again. Same thing. Hey, what did you do? Oh, we went back to Tampa, but this time we went to SeaWorld or whatever. Yeah. He's going to have different stories.
Yeah, every year he
it's not the same story.
No, he'll say, my parents are cool. They take me here, they take me. And so, listen, we don't travel far all the time. No. We'll take driving. We'll drive.
Day trips, day trips.
They know all the drivable amusement parks because we're amusement park parents. I don't care that.
Or movie drive-ins. We taking our kids to the movie drive-in.
I like doing things like that with my kid. Yeah. I like running around. Acting like a kid. I like acting like a kid with my kid.
I think you got to give your kids different experiences.
Yes.
I'm not knocking day camp, but
we tried the day camp.
Here's the thing about it.
We tried it though.
No, I understand that.
He didn't like it.
But every summer it's going to be the same story. You know, when you were coming, what'd you do for summer? Okay, well, if you did it for the third time, it's the same thing. I did day camp. We did the Tarzan swing again.
I went to soccer camp.
Right, and then we did the bow and arrow again. And then you got your other kid. Hey, Oscar, what did you do?
I went ziplining.
I went ziplining out in the Poconos. And then we went to the Jersey Shore for 2 days.
Or I went kayaking.
My clip went off. Sorry.
Yeah. I went kayaking.
Yeah, kayaking. I went to Puerto Rico and we did kayaking, and it was crazy.
Yeah. You know, things like we like doing
give
things
your
like
kids some stories instead
cool
of
experiences.
We did the bow and arrow again. Somebody got hurt with a snake bite. I don't know. It's just the same stories.
Yeah. No.
Day camp is the same story over and over again.
Yeah. No,
so
our
I'm not
kids
doing that.
have had.
I'm not doing it.
And like I said, they're not expensive vacations all the time.
No.
You know, but they will tell you they've had some cool experiences.
Yeah. I mean, we go to DC, I'm not staying at the Marriott. I'm staying,
Holiday Inn,
Days Inn, and I know Franklin Institute, which is out in PA, and I've talked about going there because they usually have special expeditions going on. If I said that right, expeditions. Mm-hmm. I suck in words sometimes. I would stay outside maybe, and then right there, you've got Camden. I know Camden's a little crazy out there in Jersey, but they've got an aquarium over there, which I think you can kind of put the heads, the whole top part, and walk in the ocean, walk in the aquarium. So that's my thing. Give them different experiences
that they will cherish.
That it's fine. We went to Six Flags again, like last summer. But now we're also going to go to DC. Or maybe you go to Niagara Falls or something. You got to give them something where they can talk about it. Not just, I went to basketball camp during Christmas holiday. Okay. You did that last year, Jonathan. Yeah, that's
I mean, we're not knocking your kid. But now the kid loves to go to
if he wants to do it, absolutely. Listen.
That, by all means, put him in the camp.
If my kid was a sports kid, my kid was a sports kid, I guess yes. Yeah. Hey, what do you want to do for the holidays? I want to go basketball camp. All my friends are going to be there. You sure? Because we talked about going to Florida. We're talking about going to cruise.
If your kid is a diehard sports kid, then that's a different thing.
But I still think you should.
You want to give them experiences.
I would still do it. I would be like, well, this year we're not going to basketball camp during the holidays. We're going on a cruise ship. We're going on a Norwegian cruise ship for about 4 days, and then you could, we'll put you in back. Give them something more to talk about. Not like somebody telling my kid, I just don't got time to do anything else, man. How is that new game? It's awesome. You're not in it? I am, but I suck, so I don't really get on it because I got no time. I mean.
And we've done it since they were little. We don't wait till they're any.
No, you take them.
We've traveled with them since they're little. But we like them to have experience. I mean, we like to have a good time.
I think because also you always.
Well, my niece said it one time. I have one of my oldest nieces. She'll say I had the best childhood, and she'll say my aunts and my mom. They take
Uncle Jerry.
They take us to cool experiences. They take us to cool concerts. We'll go to the beach and they'll play football with us.
Uncle Jerry is getting out the car and running to the ticket window of the amusement park before anybody.
We like to have fun. We forget our age sometimes. We forget, and then the next day the body's killing us.
Yeah, okay. Here's my motto. And again, we're Gen Xers, so I always say you got to keep that pain inside. Never show the pain. I saw her cousin one time. He's younger than me. He's like, oh, my back. I was like, hey, whoa, dude, what are you doing? He was like, what are you talking about? You don't do that. When you pass your door to your apartment or your house, that's when you go, oh, good Lord, man. Get to bed game. My back. It's just, and you're like, you weren't complaining. Yeah, I was holding in. I don't want to show that to nobody.
This is why we're trying to build up our son's endurance. I'm like, you got to catch up to us. You're a little too skinny. You can't keep up.
Yeah, so
we're running off and leaving behind.
I also took it from, and we're switching combos. And I told you this. I remember being young at a school, in the playground, and we were on the monkey bars, which were very dangerous in the 80s. 2 guys were coming down the dirt hill instead of doing the walkway, and then just running in and climbing the monkey bars.
And they were older, you said.
Yeah, they were older. Now, I don't know if they're, they could have been in their 20s, but they were definitely older. And I remember asking, like, what are you doing on the monkey bars? And this was what they told me. Kid, don't grow up. Stay young and stay doing that stuff. And basically, I'm still doing it. I'll be 54 this year. And you know,
He's the biggest kid when we go to an amusement park. It's like,
yeah.
Can you slow down? No. But like I said, he plans everything.
We're
But
gonna
he's
have
the
a hell of a time.
He's
Yeah.
the biggest kid when he's.
If I go to Franklin Institute in PA, you better believe also I'm going to get one of the best cheesesteaks. And it won't be Patsy's, because everybody talks about Ogino's, because everybody brags about them. No, I want to go where the Philly people go, the locals.
go.
Not the tourist spot. Where do you go? Dude, I go to this place on such and such avenue. There's a guy there. You'll see a little line, but, you know, just don't put it on YouTube, because then you're going to make it bad for us.
Okay.
And I'm like this.
We're getting a little.
Woo!
far.
40 minutes.
We're enjoying this one a little too much.
Guys, like, subscribe, share. It helps the channel grow.
Yes.
We are in somewhere like 33 episodes. I know the algorithm is there and it's pushing, but we need your help to push it even more as we're.
And on a plus, I just because I'm home, so I have time to be on YouTube and stuff. Do you know we are the only kind of podcast in our generation that do this?
That's gonna be interesting.
I've looked and looked.
She said that.
Younger couples,
yeah.
maybe in their early 40s, late 30s.
So we're the Gen X couple
yeah,
podcasts.
there's no one around our age. Because I was like, I was looking to see,
what they talk about.
Not even that, like, be part of their group and chit chat back and forth and stuff, to give each other.
I wouldn't have a problem talking.
Here's
the thing. I would have a problem talking to a younger podcast group if they're in their 30s and we're in our 50s, just to say, how was it for you? And just kind of have that kind of interaction, like, how you look at it and how we talk about it. Now, for us, of course, it's a little different because we still have, he'll be 14 this year, so he's still young. I mean, he's getting there, but at the end, we had our last one. I was 40, so wasn't bad. But, 40's bad. I mean, 40's not bad to have.
No, it's not bad.
I think when you're 50, 55...
We've known some
people I think that's a little pushing it because now you're in your 60s and they're in high school.
I think we have a friend that had, I think, his
no, not 60s. You're going to your 70s and they're going into the high school.
Yeah.
Or finishing high school in the 70s. That's pushing it. But anyway, guys, like, subscribe, share, help us grow the channel. We're excited.
Give us your input.
Give us the questions, and we will see you out there in the next episode.
Take care, guys.
Bye.